Hi, Odin! Odin! Da, da, da.
So,
Hello, hello! We're
What?
back. We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back. We're back in purple, and
Well,
not purple.
you're in purple.
How did you do this week? Did you distract at all? How was your fear level?
Well, I mean, the fear is never quite gone, and I think a lot of people understand that. You just kind of move it around. You know, I put it in my ear, and then I shove it into my kneecap, and, you know, you stick it in your spleen, and, you know, kind of move it around, but it never actually goes away. You know, we're here for those of you who are able, in general, to find little things now and then to kind of help yourselves step out of the fear, but it's getting to the point where maybe some of the things you usually try aren't working, or you just want to be part of a community and commiserate and talk about it, or you just think that we're really ridiculous and it's a good way to waste 10 minutes. But if you have really serious fears, if you have really serious anxiety and stuff, as always in all of our videos, we encourage you to, you know, get help from people who can give you serious help and serious attention so that you can overcome this and step back out and join us. Cut the fear down
to size.
Little tiny fear.
And yesterday, I was in a Zoom call with a bunch of writers, and fear came up, and we were discussing how fear can block one from their creating in the first place, or sending your work out to be shared with others. Fear can block us from doing all sorts of things, and we want to keep being a resource to help all of us not only make better choices, but also, you know, fulfill our goals, be able to do the things that we want to do, be of service and purpose, and fear can get in the way. We are continuing our series on giving you tools to redirect and distract, to lift you out of the fog or lower your cup or pull you out of the quicksand or whatever your analogy is.
Anything, anytime, you know, just keep them coming, you know. I think both of us are kind of looking at starting from the inside of us out. And just in terms of just this body that we have to carry around, the things that hit us first aren't necessarily, you know, these abstract cognitive ideas that we whirl around in our great big human brains, but it's sensorial things, the things that our senses give us that comfort us and distract us and, you know, redirect us in some cases, you know. So it's like the things that we see or watch, the things that we hear, the things we smell, the delicious foods we taste, you know, the textures we feel. These are really powerful, and they're visceral, and they're a huge part of just being alive.
I did come up with something else I wanted to do before I realized we were being sensorial.
Okay.
And I was thinking about what are some good hobbies one can cultivate. So I don't know if it's sensorial. It is a little, because you're using for me at least, I'm using my mouth a little differently. I'm definitely using my brain. And it would allow me to get one of my very favorite desserts easier if I can start to learn this hobby. So I've decided I'm going to restart learning French. Because I thought one of the things one can do is learn a language. I can kind of make myself understood when I go to France in that I speak Franglish comme un bébé, like a child, all in present tense. So I started Duolingo yesterday.
Cool.
And a lot of people say that's a really great app, and it happens to be free for at least to a certain point. So I'm happy about that. And they reminded me that when you make certain ooh noises, you have to put your lips together like ooh, but you're trying to say e, so it's ooh. So that's kind of sensory because I have to really focus.
So viewers, if Annie just starts suddenly going ew, well, you know what's happening.
Yes, I'm trying to speak French.
She's trying to speak French.
So here, I already actually know a sentence on how to order, I think, my favorite dessert, but I'm sure I could use more help. So, and forget my accent, I'm just going to say up front, it sucks. Okay, so here is my attempt at ordering my favorite dessert. Here we go. Je voudrais une religieuse Violette.
I figured it was that dessert.
But for those of you who don't know, une religieuse Violette is a nun-shaped eclair, because at one point in France, they thought the regular eclair shape was a little too suggestive. So they made their eclairs into nuns. And when I was at La Durée in Paris, they have one that literally has lavender cream and violet ganache on it. And it's my most favorite dessert on the planet. So I want to be able to better communicate when I go to France. Plus, I just think it's good for my brain to try, even though it's hard for me. I think it reminds us that we're a big world.
Yeah.
And it helps us learn and maybe appreciate other cultures.
You got your French?
I got my friend. Oh, this one I guess is a little more sensorial, even though I didn't realize that was our topic till after I chose my tools for this week. So I need a prop for this.
Yes.
So we'll see how this goes. I know.
It's a dog.
So we're introducing Odin to everybody who doesn't know. This is my son Odin. Say hi. So one of the things you can do with a live pet, or you could do it with a stuffed animal, or maybe a pillow if that makes you happier. But right now I'm focusing on a live pet. I know, Odin, if they cooperate, is you could do something called doga, which is dog yoga. And it also helps them too. So this is a way of being of service. Actually, I have two things in this. They both deal with the sense, if you will, of touch, kinesthetic touch. So one is yoga. So one of the things, which I didn't think he was going to like very much, and he doesn't, but you can put them in like a chair pose. The other thing you can do is put them, let's see if I can do this. Can you see him still?
Mm-hmm.
You put him on your lap. This he will like. All right, down, boo-boo. No? And you can stroke their back while they stretch out their paws. I don't know if you could see his paws being stretched out.
Yeah.
And then the other thing you can do, there's a couple other movements. I'll put the link in the the things. There's a couple other movements you can do. And then the other thing I do with him on a pretty regular basis, come here, boo-boo. This he likes. Do you want to get on your back? I give him a massage. Can you see? Ooh, let's give Odin a massage. Oh. Hi, boo-boo. Let's give Odin a massage. And Odin, as you can see, calms him right down. He really likes it. But it calms me down, too.
Yeah.
And you can go online. They have YouTube tutorials on proper ways to massage a dog. All right, so what do you have for us this week?
Well, I have a couple things. These little lollipops, I like having them around because this is like a little dum-dum lollipop. Little tiny lollipop. It doesn't have very many calories. No, it's not good for your teeth. Don't keep one in your mouth all the time. But, just little tiny, cute, little pop of sugar if you need a little, gives you...
What flavor is that?
This one's blue raspberry.
Ooh, blue raspberry. Okay.
What I usually do is I buy a big bag of them for Halloween. That's my excuse. They stay around all year, and then whenever I kind of need a pop of something and I don't really want to eat, I can just throw one of these in my mouth. It's sweet. It makes me happy. And of course,
and you feel the texture and the touch.
The texture.
Then you can chew on the stick after if you
chew on
need
the stick. All these things that people do that no one admits, we're admitting it. I chew on the stick for a while.
Another thing that can help with fear and put a peace of mind in your face. Put peace of mind in your face. I would say grant peace of mind and a smile perhaps on your face. You do want to stop and smell the roses every day. Mm-hmm. And we don't mean necessarily literally, obviously. If you can smell a rose, great. They're my favorite. They're my birthday flower.
Literally and figuratively, yeah.
Yeah, but if it's an actual, other flowers or, a stuffed animal you like or perfume you like, or sometimes, I'll smell Odin. I don't know. His smell is debatable, but I do stop and smell the Odin.
Yeah.
So, whatever works.
Worrisome sentence right there. No, but I mean, and also I encourage you, if you're going to go out on walks with your dog or just walks by yourself with safety and masks and social distancing in place, and you see a flower, I would encourage you to keep your phone pocketed on some of these walks and just be.
Yeah, just really look around.
Take pictures of flowers if you're a photography, picture-loving person, but also take walks where you don't do that, so you can really engage. Another thing I want to talk about was plants. And one of the things I do is I have tons of houseplants. Annie can attest to the condition of my kitchen window. It's like a very small.
lots of them
everywhere. And I don't buy a lot of plants. One of the plants that you can just get one of, and then it'll take over your house, is a pothos or a philodendron, one of the ones in the houseplant family like this. And if you cut them, these plants have little nodes on them, little bumps. Let me.
I can kind of see.
It's dripping. So right there. Right
yeah, I
there.
see it now. Yeah,
right under the leaves. And those are where potential new roots can grow from. So you take a cutting just underneath, a little distance underneath, like a ½ inch to an inch underneath one of those bumps, and there should be multiple ones up the stem. Kind of take off some of the lower leaves and plop it into a cup of water. And it'll start growing roots. And this one is just about ready to plant. It's got some long, where's my camera? Some long white roots right there.
Oh, yeah.
And once I get a few more roots, then I'm going to put it in dirt and they just grow. Keep it watered. They don't really even need fertilizer.
Wow.
I've never fertilized any of my philodendrons or pothos plants. Is it rec time?
Yes. It'll be rec. I didn't know if we would put rec, so I don't know. Well, okay. Yes, it's rec.
Do it. Do the Rex.
Did you just get that? No. I haven't seen that before.
Teacher thing.
Okay. So, oh my God, it looks like Mickey Mouse is pointing at me. I miss you, Mickey. I miss you, Mickey. But I don't want to see you through a mask, so I'm going to have to wait.
You know what? You're not supposed to put the mask over your eyes.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't even want to try to, breathe and see him. But thank you for that in case I forgot.
Mickey prefers that you keep breathing.
Yeah, I know. And I just know I won't be able to.
I'm just envisioning you going to Disneyland holding your breath with your mask over your eyes. That's all I've got in my head right now.
Oh my God.
And people are looking at her, what's going on?
But my rec is actually another thing I saw. Oh, hold on. Where did it go? You can write themed lists. So, for example, if the theme is, well, I guess it could be Disney since we're talking about it. Or if the theme is, Disney princesses, then you can write a list of maybe movies, of music, of art, of books, whatever floats your boat, furniture, it doesn't matter. And you can work through your list. The Getty Art Challenge. Do you know about this?
I've heard about this.
So I saw, I was on a Zoom call with some writers, and someone showed us a couple pics. She asked her family to do it for her birthday. Oh my goodness, it was brilliant. And it doesn't take much.
Oh yeah. That's excellent.
Which reminds me, I have one more rec.
Okay.
So a good friend of ours, Sarah Aronson, who's a writer, wrote this terrific picture book about Rube Goldberg. And he was famous for making these machines. So as a family, you can it's like an improv game, really. You can just get together and just make different noises or different movements. And you can come together as a family and make this machine. And you can videotape it if you want to see what you're doing for fun, or just be in the moment. Who cares? And once it's over, the machine flies away.
Well, those are excellent recs. Yay! Well, I have one rec, and it involves a jar. Here's a jar. Now,
okay.
I love these canning jars. This is a traditional ball jar. I have high hopes of getting, they came out with beautiful blue ones, and I'm always partial to the color blue because ocean. I love ocean. Grew up near ocean. Ocean, it's all about ocean. You get a jar about this size. It can be one of these jars. It can be a spaghetti sauce jar. It can be a box. It can be whatever you want it to be, a container of some sort. This is a message jar. And there are so many ways you can use it. Some people each have one for each member of their family or just for themselves, and they write like something that made them happy that day. They throw it in the jar. They pick a date out in the future when they're going to read through these. It can be at the end of the week. It can be at the end of the month. It can be, you do it all year and you read them at New Year's.
I love that idea.
Wishes. It can be a wish jar. Very popular now are gratitude journals. This can be a variation on the gratitude journal. Write one thing you're grateful for that day. And the beauty of this is you don't even have to have good paper. I mean, you could use the back of your notes from something. You can use the back of a receipt. You can use, cut up old wrapping paper or whatever's around the house, and it makes it kind of interesting to look at then when you've got a lot of different weird kinds of paper in there. If it's your angry jar, and you're furious about something, get an index card, write down your angry, fold it into a little angry ball with all the fury you possess, throw it in your angry jar.
Hey, you know what else? You could make it a fear jar.
You can make it a fear jar.
And you could write down your fear and envision it as a cloud or, I don't know, whatever, something that's impermanent. And then either throw it in the jar, and then when the jar's full, like empty the jar and safely burn it, or as a ritual, or throw it out or whatever. And then you can visually see your fears.
Yeah. So I give you the jar. That's my rec.
Yay.
The jar is my rec.
I love that. Yay. Working on my telescope.
Okay. All right. So we have our recs. We have given you all kinds of weird, disconnected ideas, but loosely based upon starting with how things feel to your 5 senses. We hope that you find lots of sensorial ways to scoot your fear into a corner for a while.
Yeah, and we would appreciate suggestions and ideas back. We're always looking for new tools for our toolbox as well, so put your suggestions, ideas
in the things
that you do. Yeah, in the things.
Put them in things.
1, 2, 3. Phooey on fear.
There. We did it. So wafting, but this is my cup of coffee. You can't have it, and I can put my nose in it.
Ooh. So salut.
Ooh, salut.
Ooh, salut. Side. It won't be from the front, I don't think, because I think I know where my bed's going, and it won't be facing anything. What a face.
What a face on you.
Phooey on fear.
Phooey. You don't hear phooey enough these days. No one says it.